I wanted a woolly hat in my favorite colors for the winter and decided to make one the same that I did about a year ago for my daughter in a very natural color. It's made in the stitch that I really like to make and that feels nice and warm, the mini bead stitch. Close by it looks like this here. I was using the same pattern that I have on that other video, and that one is a step-by-step tutorial, so I'm not going to do that again. I'm just explaining what I did differently in this here one. At the moment I'm cat sitting in the house of one of my daughters, not the same one, Yasmin, who was on the video about the hat. But my other daughter has a new cat. It's a lovely one, so she's my company for the next week or so. First of all, my yarn is different. And I was using this here Drops Air. It's what is called blow yarn, and it's sort of very fluffy. It's Aran weight. It's mainly alpaca with some merino in it and some polyamide for strength. The beanie I made for my daughter is the right size for me, but now with the different yarn it wasn't going to be exactly the same amount of stitches. The first thing always with the new project and new yarn especially is the gauge swatch. So I'm making one in this mini bead stitch. And that tells me that I have 16 stitches on the 10 centimeters or 4 inches. And how I counted that is counting the beads here. And I know that each one has 2 chains in it. The calculation is also on the original video, and it tells me that I need 84 stitches. I had bought 3 balls of this, 2 in the lilac and 1 in the pink, but at the end I didn't need this second lilac one at all. There was a tiny bit left and I gave it to Luna, the cat. The mini bead stitch on this here hat is something you can learn very quickly. The unusual thing about it, I suppose you could say, is that it only works when you go back and forth. But I wanted to crochet this here beanie in the round, just like the original one. So what you do is you turn after every round. So here I changed the color, and the point is that I'm going to fold this over about this much, so that the change of the color is in the middle of it, so it doesn't matter exactly where I fold it. And I changed the colors in such a place that you can sort of vary a bit how much you want to fold it over. I noticed that when I make something for a tutorial, or when I'm just making something for myself, I'm much less exact in what I do. You probably have heard me say many times that I don't usually use any patterns, and I never have. So I'm not used to the exactness of how many stitches you need. And for that reason, I didn't in any way calculate how I did the decreasing at the top here. I just sort of a few stitches off here and a few stitches off there. This stitch is also the type that you really have to look carefully to see where the decreases even are. But in the tutorial, it's exact. I have counted how many it's good to do. For myself, it doesn't matter that something is exact. But of course I understand that if people are going to do the same what you are doing, you need to explain exactly how it goes. Many people make changes to patterns and tutorials, but they need to know how the original was made. So I'm going to get the use of this soon enough. Just before filming this, I was taking photos outside that I can use in the thumbnail and social media. And I wanted a little bit of snow in the background. There's not much, but there was some. So if you want a hat like this here, head over to the tutorial where I have explained exactly how to do this. Until next time.